I'm Ike and you're welcome to Ike Source. Well, I would want to introduce you to today's lesson. Basically, everything in front of you is what we'll be covering in the video. It simply just fixes from the past. We'll be fixing some of the stuff which we've gotten a little bit wrong, or some ideas which might have changed. We'll be fixing some of those things in this video, so I implore you to please hang in there and it's gonna be fun. Well, let me not say too much. I'll see you in the tutorials. Right here in SQL, in our SQL folder, in the tables folder specifically, I'm gonna right click and create a new file. We are gonna add a field: ID, username, email address, password, access, date added. Now the reason for this table is so that every user that gets created, be it an organization or an individual, whatever type of user, an admin, any user on the system that gets created, after creation will also be added. The following fields will be added to this table so that we have unique usernames. This is the essence. We have unique usernames throughout our system, irrespective of the access level or account which was created. So that's the reason why we are doing this. I'm going to save this table, save it as users, right? Yeah, users.sql. Nice. Save. Next, I'm going to quickly edit members.sql. We are going to be adding a number of fields. Alright, first of all, I added this field, job title, so we can have the job title of our staff members. As we use it, you're going to understand the reason why we're doing all of this, but I saw them to be important, so I added. Alright, I also added this field right here, organization. We need to add the organization which the staff belongs to while adding the staff to this table, and I think that's everything we are adding. The job title field, the organization, and also we took away the username field. There was no need for that field, so we took it away. Then finally we made this key our unique key. Since the username is no longer there, we made the email address our unique key. And that's everything we've done here, and that's everything we are going to be doing for our SQL. So I'm going to open the database and import these two tables we just created into the database so as to effect the necessary changes. SPMS. I'll first of all drop this members table. Drop this. Okay. Then I'm gonna import. Choose a file. Come down to local disk, WAMP, www folder, SPMS, and then SQL tables, members. Next, I will import the second table right away. Now users. Cool. Now that we fixed our tables, I'm gonna open up my text editor, and next off I would want to edit or effect these changes in add organization.php file for starters. So I'm gonna open up that file right here, and would have to change this post. Now our query selects everything from the users table, no longer the members table. Also, once we insert or once we create a new organization, we insert into table organization, and if it successfully inserts, we also insert into users table. the selected fields, some selected fields rather. Then if this also inserts successfully, that's when we output our success message to the user. Alright, and then we create sessions to log the organization that was created in. Now I'm going to save this. We are also going to have to edit the query in our login file in order to reflect the recent changes we've been making with regards to the new table which we created, the user table which has every username on the system. I'm going to navigate to login.php, and if you look closely here, our query says you select username and access from members table where username is this and password is this. Well, that's going to change. We are now selecting everything from the users table where username is equal to username, of course, or email is equal to username and password is equal to password. Now this can be confusing, guys, just follow me gradually on this one. Let me take my time to explain this query. In essence, what we're trying to do here is, okay, selecting star from users where username is equal to username. Now a user can either log in with a username or an email address and a password. What that means is that in the username box, the user gets to either key in a username or his email address, because these two are unique fields, and then also provide his password. Now, how do we listen for either a username or a password from our query? And by the way, organizations strictly log in with their email address, not username, and we are now querying one database for every kind of user of the system. So we are definitely going to have to listen for usernames or email addresses coming in from that username field. So if that be the case, from our query we're going to listen for either a username where username is equal to username, or so one of these should be true, and then one of these, and then compulsorily this must be true. So either of these, two of them can't be true at the same time, of course. So one has to be true and two of them can't be false. So if one of these comes back true and then this is true, then our user can log in. I don't know if that's understood. Well, leave your comments down below if you still don't understand this, and I'll ensure I give you every clarification you need. Alright, that's everything for our login.php, except for when we add a session here for the user ID. So we are creating one more session. Well, this is everything we are doing here. Once again, I'm gonna save this file, and next off I'm gonna open up our addMember.php file in order to reflect the recent changes made. So our post if statement will have to change. So we are now selecting staff from users, no longer members, where email is equal to email, limit 1, nothing serious. Now if number of records is equal to 0, which is something we've done before, we hash our password and then insert into members. So if we successfully insert into members, then we go ahead and also insert into our users table, so that every user that gets created as a member also gets his user information inserted in the user table, just like we did with the organization right here. Every organization that is successfully created gets its user information inserted into the user table. For the username, we're gonna be adding our user's full name, because if you look closely at the top here, I've grabbed the first name and the surname and put them together into a variable called full name with a space in between both names. So for the username, we're gonna add our user's full name. I think this space in between is not wise since it's a username. Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it just like that. Alright, and then email, of course, email, password, access level 4, and get added this. Afterwards, if this runs successfully, then we're ready to output our success message. Nice. I'm gonna save, and then finally for our fixes, we're gonna open up add categories right here. Now I want to, no, not this file, get categories. Cool. I'd want to check to see if our search term is empty or just a space. If I should come over to the browser right here, and for example just type the space, I get things coming off my database. That's nonsense. Or if I clear everything I've typed, then I still get stuff coming out of the database. So I want to correct that in this file. Now our search term for our get categories.php, what we've done is wrap everything in an if statement. If there's a post, we do this search term equal to whatever came in from our text field. Then we now check if empty search term, or if search term is empty, this is still what it means, or if search term is equal to a space. Do nothing else. We now do the normal stuff which we've done from previous videos. Okay, now this is basically everything we're going to be doing for this video. I'm going to save. I would want to encourage you guys to like our videos, subscribe on the channel, leave comments. I would love to have you communicate. If you have challenges, bring them up in the comment area. If you have questions, do bring them up in the comment area. Or if you have contributions, I would really appreciate that you can just easily key them all in. I'll make sure I go through every comment that comes through. Also, I would want to encourage you to share our videos with people who you think would find it useful, friends who are gonna benefit from what we're doing. Share these videos with them, invite them over to the channel. Let's build a community and make sure that a wider set of presence is reached. Alright, finally I would want to encourage you guys to get on GitHub and download the source code for your personal use. Effect your changes on the code if there are changes which you feel should be effected, if there are corrections which you feel should be made. Whatever the case might be, you can always download the source code and make your corrections, send in your pull request, and we're gonna go through them together and also merge it to the main file. In other words, inculcate it into what we're doing. Credit goes to whoever makes these changes. Alright guys, I gotta go. It's great having you, really great. Take care.